The Play's the Thing, with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guests, Kate Mueth and Augie Gladstone, Broadway actor. Underwritten by East Hampton YMCA, Paul Brennan, and Imaginations, Inc. Now here's Judy.
How do you like that introduction?
That's a nice introduction.
Isn't it great? And every week I get this accolade from Lee Davis. Welcome, Kate and August. I'm so happy you could come to my show. And Kate is an old friend, and August is her son. Mm-hmm. And August said I could call him Augie. I remember him since he was a very little boy, and everybody called him Augie. But now that you're a Broadway star, they call you August. Well, I did take a look at that play that he's in. It's a very complicated and serious play. So such a young boy has a big part in it. Mm-hmm. So it's really great. I've seen you play even smaller parts when you were younger at Guildhall.
Yeah.
And I always knew you're going to be a big star someday. I mean, you come from parents who are both theatrical. Mm-hmm. Your mom is an actor, your dad is an actor. So, do you like to be in that play?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And you learned, is it easy for you to learn lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, I can't learn lines at all. I would have to have somebody tell me what to say.
Do you want to say, Augie, what the name of the play is and where it's showing?
Yeah. The Coast of Utopia is the name, and it's showing at Lincoln Center Theater.
And I noticed that it's like a trilogy. How do you call it? Trilogy?
A trilogy.
Trilogy. I have an accent.
You have a wonderful accent.
So this is the first part of the trilogy?
Second.
This is the second. And what about the first? Did you partake in the first?
No.
So when somebody just sees the second, would they understand the whole play?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? And then what about the third?
I don't really know too much about it.
Oh, so you're just involved in this second, and it's like a full play, even though it's a three-part. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Do you understand what it's all about?
Not very much.
No, because it's so complicated. It's about old. Let Mom tell you about it.
Well,
Tell us.
It's in three parts, as you said. It's a trilogy. The first part is Voyage, and it's the earlier years of these Russian radical thinkers and writers. Do you remember what the word is for these new kinds of thinkers?
Not really.
With the intelligentsia, remember that word? Mm-hmm. And it covers their, some of the actors have a character they play from the first to the second to the third, so it's very interesting. You see the arc of their lives, of these real Russian, historical figures. Other actors play 2 or 3 different roles, throughout. So either way, it's an amazing accomplishment for an actor to be able to be in the show and actually have such, a 9-hour arc to your character. Or to have the challenge of playing juggling three usually very different roles.
The 3 plays are going on at one time?
Well, they just, let's see, today's Wednesday. Yesterday they opened the previews for the third part, which is called Salvage. It goes Voyage, Shipwreck, which is the part August is in, and then Salvage. And they just opened for previews. The reviews aren't out yet, of course, because they'll do 11 up to 14 previews.
I understand that this writer, they say he never got enough recognition, that he's an excellent writer, whoever the writer is.
Do you mean the writer in the play or Tom Stoppard?
No, the person who had written the play.
Tom Stoppard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, can't speak for Tom, but I think people who know Tom Stoppard's work are
No, I'm talking about the person who...
Oh, you're talking about Alexander Herzen.
Yes, the person, the Russian.
So we're overlapping here. Alexander Herzen is played by Brian O'Byrne, a wonderful Broadway actor. He plays Augie's father. Augie plays his son, I should say. But that's true, Alexander Herzen. But there's so many reasons, they say, for that, in that Americans don't really get into the Russian literature that much. I mean, in Russia, he's well known. And here, there's a lot of writers we don't know about, but the rest of the world knows about. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's very tough stuff to look at what they're talking about. I mean, it's about revolution, and it's about philosophy, and it's about a way of thinking, and trying to get people to subscribe to your way of thinking, to hopefully make change for the better for everybody. I mean, Augie has learned words, not that he's throwing them around, but he's certainly brought them up at different points in conversations with us, you know, the proletariats, the bourgeoisie, the intelligentsia, the Decembrists. I mean, this language that I mean, Tom Stoppard is a genius. He's really amazing in that, I mean, the plays, number one, are beautiful and stunning and well written. But just even if they were lousy, which they're not, I mean, to have anybody write a chunk of material this large is it's a miracle in so many ways, I think. You know.
I would like to show the poster of this play. Can you hold that up?
I'm going to put it right over here, Augie, on the table, and point it right over there. This was a gift. Put it right here. And right down. And this is a gift from Lincoln Center to August. And do you want to tell them what's on here?
All the names of the actors and the writers and the director.
So we've got Tom Stoppard's name. We have who else?
I see Tom Stoppard here.
Who else signed this poster?
Brian O'Byrne.
Brian O'Byrne. We love Brian. Who else?
Jack O'Brien.
Jack O'Brien. And what job did he have?
He's the director.
He's the director. Wonderful director.
And there's a Kelly, somebody
Kelly Overby, lovely actress. She was out here last summer and in a play reading that I directed, Joe Pintaro's play, Beside Herself, and she did some great work. And then it was funny, we found out that she was in Augie's play too. And Billy Crudup is on there,
I see
Hawke, Amy Irving.
Oh, Amy Irving.
Amy Irving's right there.
I know Amy. I mean, that's a familiar name. I've seen her in the movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think she used to be married to
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
I was going to say a different writer.
I don't know her whole marriage history, but she does. She's a lovely scene. She's really quite in Augie's part, Shipwreck. Her scene, it's just a lovely, sensual. The character that she's created is just really wonderful.
Are you, Augie? Are you in many? Do you have many parts in this?
No, just one.
One scene?
Part. No, he's on. How many scenes do you have?
Well, I didn't mean like you play different characters.
Few scenes.
2 scenes?
A few.
No, a few.
A few
He's
scenes.
probably got 5 scenes.
5 scenes.
He's on stage a lot. Do you want to tell her your character's name?
Kolya.
Kolya. That's a Russian name, isn't it? Yes.
Good Russian name, right?
And you have done other plays also?
Yeah.
Where?
Out here.
In Guildhall, right? Yeah, one of them was that you played a little boy in that...
The Cherry Orchard.
The Cherry Orchard.
Remember the name of your character?
Grisha.
Grisha. And that was when he was 3. He was very tiny. And he started the play off with the first lines. Do you remember the lines you said?
Mama, mama.
Yeah. Mama, mama. And he hit his mark every single night. And then what was the next play? You were
Hamlet.
Hamlet. And he played, you know,
I saw Hamlet.
Small Hamlet in memory as a child, because since Hamlet's so much about family issues and having a wonderful childhood, a wonderful life when you're younger, and then you know everything hits the fan at a certain point. So there's a lot of memories, right, that Daddy put in there, and he was small Hamlet.
And I would like to know, how does it feel to see your mom and dad on stage?
It's kind of weird and kind of cool.
Kind of weird and cool, right? And you're always so good. Even when you were little, I saw you, and you didn't go up on stage and bother them like other little children would do. You just kept watching them. You were waiting patiently, and they were off the stage. So you think you have an acting bug? Yes? Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a terrible disease.
Acting bug is like you got a taste of it. You've been around actors all the time, so you would like to be. Would you like to be an actor when you grow up?
No.
No. What would you like to be?
A paleontologist.
A what?
A paleontologist.
What is that? What is that?
Somebody who digs for bones.
Somebody who digs for bones. That's very. You mean an archaeologist?
Well, no.
No.
Paleontology is pretty specific to bones, right? Is that the difference?
So you mean somebody else has to find a bone first, and then you're going to study it?
Well, he would dig for it, I think, right? You would dig for
Well, how
it
do you
and
know where to
study
dig?
it. And how do you know where to dig, do you think?
I don't really know.
He's got to study
it
that part.
interests
That's for
you.
college.
Well, that's great. That's wonderful. But until you do that, you're going to do some other plays, right? To make some money. You're making a lot of money?
Yeah.
You do? What do you do with it?
We haven't really done too much with it yet.
Well, where is it?
I don't really know.
You don't
Far,
know.
far away. It's in a good, secure bank account for college, right?
That's great. It's wonderful that you could earn money at such a young age.
I think that, I mean, you can correct me, Augie, if I'm speaking for you, if you don't feel this, but I think watching him take part in this, I mean, yeah, he's as comfortable in the theater just because it's what we do as, you know, I'm jealous of these families whose kids are very good with tools because their parents are builders or carpenters and can make a table whenever they need a table or whatever. I wish we had a useful skill like that, but
Well, no, he comes from a theatrical family, so he picked it up.
Right, right. But
Because you always brought him to the theater.
Well, he's been coming to theater since he was a week old, right?
Yeah.
His daddy got the job right when he was born, and you know, I think the most important thing, though, it's not fame, it's not money, it's not any of that, and you know, it's relative. You know, he really doesn't have any of that. It's about the experience that August got to be in this amazing theatrical family of some of the best artists in the theater that are working today, and he got to observe that. It's like watching an artist make a painting. I mean, being in the room and the language and seeing, I mean, he's used to seeing adults do ridiculous things on stage, and if you think about it, it's pretty kind of ridiculous if you think too much about it, but he's got this whole other family, and it's his experience. It's not mine, it's not Josh's, we had to send him off through the backstage door, and that was it. He was off by him into, you know, they have a guardian there for him, they had a tutor, he was being very well taken care of. But it's his experience, and to see him coming out every night just blissful and happy and talking about the play and talking about the actors and how lovely they are to him and playing games with him and hanging out with some of the kids from the other actors. I mean, it's just a lovely family, and he got to be on the inside and, you know, see a piece of Russian history, really.
Yes, that's what it is. So how did he get the job?
What did you have to do?
Just pretty much do my best on an audition.
And your mother took you to the audition? Yes. So you must have been very good that you got hired.
He had 3 auditions he went through. It's a long process, and it was literally because of the intensity of this specific project, it being 3 plays, and they were literally starting rehearsals for the first one while they were auditioning for the second. It was a lot of juggling of balls, I think, for the casting people at Lincoln Center, but they were wonderful to him, and it literally, we started in August.
And how long is this going on? Is this a limited engagement, or?
It started off where it was going to end the second week of March, but it literally, I think, even before Shipwreck got put up, it was extended by 9 weeks. And I think it could have been extended longer, except there's so many actors' schedules, you know, that they're conflicting with.
Yeah, I looked on the was at the website, and I noticed all those numerous actors, and then they have several different roles.
Yeah, Augie's character, unfortunately, you know, he's new to the show during Shipwreck, but what happens to your character?
Well, he dies.
He dies.
Oh my goodness! All the good parts, the kids die. Even Les Miserables, the kid dies at the end.
You know, it's tragic, and who can't identify with that kind of sadness? Who would not be moved to tears?
So do you die on the set?
No.
No.
Oh, you mean that'd be too much for me. I think that would kill me as well.
Yeah.
He's referred to a lot in the play, and
so if you die, you can't be in the other play. I mean, they have to reinvent you. They have to reinvent you.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the ghost of Kolya coming back.
So, I also wanted to mention that the previous experience, we're talking about John Drew Theatre, Guildhall in East Hampton. That's where all this experience had happened. And a lot of, have you ever done any stage readings at the Naked Stage?
No.
No, nobody had
sit through a lot of them, but he doesn't participate.
Somebody should write a child's part so you could read something. Do you know how to read?
Yeah, but I'm not the best at it.
Well, you're just starting. I'm sure you're going to be very good. Because there's going to be a reading of segments of plays.
Like a scene night, I think it is.
Yes,
right?
And Josh Pearl, I said to him that I want to have a spot there because I'm writing, and he sent me an email saying 5 minutes. So I said, how am I going to have 5 minutes? So I said, I just cannot decide which part to take. So I gave it to my son, and he labored over it, and he made it to 5 minutes, and then I gave the whole thing to Josh Pearl, and only 5 minutes?
He's got a lot on his plate. Yeah, maybe you left him wanting more.
He didn't even read it. He said, only 5 minutes? I said, well, you said 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Naked Stage is a good, you know, laboratory.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm doing a trilogy.
You sound so, you know, exotic when you say it that way. So it's okay, you can keep saying it that way. People will think you're mysterious, Judy. Where's she from?
So anyway, it's a segment of my life from the time, like when I was 14, that's the first part, and then when I was an adult, and then like now.
Wow, in 5 minutes.
Well, no.
It feels like 5 minutes sometimes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Did your life feel like 5 minutes, Hog?
No.
Does it feel like it's been a long
Maybe
6
I should
years?
write a part in it for him. Wouldn't that be cool?
You'd have
Just
to
a
talk to his agent, you know.
Oh yes, I have to talk to his
He's
agent.
equity now. Things
Yes.
get, you know, a lot trickier when you hit
He has an
Broadway.
agent other than you?
Oh yeah, I'm not his agent. No.
You are not? He has a regular agent.
He has an agent. That's how he got the audition. He's been auditioning since he was 4.
Wow, I didn't know. I thought you were kidding me.
No.
No.
I wish I had the agent. Not that I was the agent. But yeah, he's been auditioning since he was 4. This is the first thing he's landed. He's come very close to a lot of feature films. He does very well, for some reason, with film. And he's met the director, Todd Field. He's met Helen Hunt. He did a scene with her for an audition for a film that she is directing.
Did you ever have to go out of New York for audition?
We haven't yet, although his agent is bi-coastal in LA as well, so he could really work from either coast. And sometimes, you know, he had an audition. Do you remember that audition for the Christmas Story, that the play, The Christmas Story, I think it was called, and that would have been in Florida, which I'm glad we didn't get that one. I need the winter.
I wish we did.
You do? Why do you
like
wish?
Florida.
You like Florida? What do you like about Florida?
What do you like about Florida?
Almost everything.
Yeah, I think
Almost
Disney World,
everything?
maybe the best. Yeah.
Yeah, it's warm there, right? I was there once in a while. I'm there once, you know, here and there, and I like the warm weather. And but you know, when I go there and the weather is, when I can't swim, then I don't like it.
Yeah, well, it kind of defeats the purpose if you can't swim in Florida, right?
Do you know how to swim, Augie?
Yeah,
Yeah?
but I'm not the best.
You're not the best.
You would think the kid's got an ego problem, but he's pretty secure. His,
yeah. So
he
where
does
did
all
you
right.
learn to swim?
In a swim class.
In where?
Swim class.
we had a teacher come and teach him last summer. I mean, he's been taking with the town at the bays since he was
At the bay.
tiny. But this year we got him a one-on-one instructor with
And
another
what kind of
friend.
strokes do you are you learning all the strokes?
I don't really think so because the teacher already stopped.
Yeah, right. You forgot. I think
Well,
it's just
as long
survival.
as long as you keep afloat, you know.
Yeah,
That's the main
survival
thing.
stroke, they call it. Just keep your head above the
And
water.
do you know how to sing?
Yeah.
You do? Do you sing in school? You have a chorus in school?
No.
No?
But he takes a piano class where he sings a lot. And that was his main introduction to music. I mean, besides the fact, I mean, you know, I'm a choreographer, so there's a lot of music going on in our house a lot.
dancing.
Hey, can you undo that? And a lot of dancing. We've danced since, you know, that's a lot. It's a fun thing to do with a baby. We do that a lot. Still, don't we? Do a lot of dancing. But yeah, he hasn't had to audition for a musical yet, but we've got him lined up to meet with the singing coach now too, just in case he has to audition for that.
I'm sure anything he does, he'll be good at. I mean, if he could be good at this play, this Russian origin play, that's very serious. I always say anybody who can do Shakespeare can do anything.
Well, he's getting a little bit pigeonholed, I think, for tragic young children. He, you know, Grisha, who dies, Hamlet, who has pretty tragic life ahead, and then
So we have to
Polya.
look for some fun things for you.
Yeah,
A fun script, right?
Yeah.
something fun and wild and funky to do, right? I don't know. It's, you know, at this age, Judy, it's just being who he is. You know, I don't think, you know, 6-year-olds are actors. They're not. He's not Shirley Temple. You know, that whole. I told his agent when they first signed him, I said, now be aware, he's not, you know, he's not going to do that. That's just not who he is. And this agent, she goes, well, that's great for us. I don't know about the commercial end of things, but for us, that's great, because he's very focused, and he knows, without necessarily putting the behavior to the word of professional, he just knows how you behave when there's work going on, when people are acting, right?
Right.
And that's really, I think, 99% of kids getting cast. I mean, it's the look, of course, but it's also behavior, you know?
Behavior.
It's about how they can behave and if they can
And
adapt
how they
to
follow
the rigorous
instructions.
hours. Yeah.
That's
And listen.
important. I remember when my daughter was about 6 years old, somebody said she should be a model. She's so pretty. So I took her to this agency, and I told her to do this and that, and she just kept, I mean, she did it, but in the meantime, she couldn't sit still.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
she kept
they're
moving
little
her hands.
kids,
So
yeah, and you know what? Nothing. I wouldn't take that away from him in a heartbeat. Like if it just wasn't, if it was suffocating to him in some way, then. But it's, you know, the thing is, it's who he is. It's it's what he's comfortable doing.
Right.
You know, I'm glad he wants to be a paleontologist, but I'm also glad that he can hopefully someday grow to appreciate the arts and know how important they are to our society.
I'm sure. And he's probably you're an easy study, right?
He knew his lines after the first audition.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
No
that's a gift by itself. That is a gift. Mm-hmm. So this is so much fun. Are you having fun? Mm-hmm. You're lying.
Kind of.
Kind of. He's kind of lying, but he's an actor.
Right. Well, I'm having fun. That counts for something, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that you came. As I said before, I tried to get you here before, and we just couldn't connect. But we just did. I had your mom on the show and your dad many years ago. Well, not that many. I'm only doing this like, would you believe, almost 3 years?
That's it. It feels like it's been going a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
That's
well,
great.
I am, oh my gosh, we ran out of time. We're running, very slowly running out of time. Do me a favor and let's wave goodbye to the people. This camera,
Which
Augie,
camera are we doing over
the
here?
middle one.
See?
Bye, everybody, bye.
What do you tell Judy?
And I want to thank the crew for coming, and Lee Davis, who's my director, and Evan, the camera person, Evan Zadi. I remembered your name. And tune in for the plays, the thing. You could see us in Manhattan now. Did you know that?
Woohoo, New York.
On Tuesday afternoons at 5:30, I think. Manhattan Cable.
Thank you for
Neighborhood.
having us. This was very nice.
It's great, and now you could go home and relax and another.
I know